Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello, all.
Okay, so finally, we're doing the review of the Sontaran experiments. Now, this is going to be probably I'm going to do multiple reviews with different people. I finally got, enthusiastic about doing this. And again, I do apologize that we don't have it every week. Sometimes there's things that happen. But anyway, let's get down to business. Okay. So from last time we reviewed the Ark in Space, at the end of that, they were transmatted, the Doctor, Sarah Jane, and Harry, down to Earth. They were transmatted down there to see what it looks like, because they want to make sure that it is
safe after the
safe for the colony to basically come back down. And then there was something they had to repair stuff as well while they were down there. And of course, like, the companions wander off naturally. And this always happens. Harry wandered off, fell down the cliffside, and then Sarah ran after him, like trying to help him, but he really fell down. While she's trying to get Harry, the Doctor hears somebody screaming. He goes to investigate and finds that the guy got hurt and broke his neck. I guess there's this robot that's going around killing everybody. Immediately,
I was capturing him. There's like the strange little, I guess you'd call it almost like a praying mantis. I don't want to say praying mantis all the way, but if you look at it in a way, it looks like a praying mantis that fires claws, captures them. So a certain villain comes back after the Time Warrior.
Yeah, but it's actually, of course, it's the clone batch, so it's not it's not Lynx.
No,
it's
not Lynx.
Commander Star.
Steyr.
What?
Field Commander Steyr.
Steyr, yeah. So right away. Well, anyway, before we get to that, they shoot the Doctor because they think he killed their thing, but they didn't kill him. Of course, in every episode lately, Tom Baker's getting pummeled, Sarah Jane's getting thrown, Harry's getting beat up. They're really, I mean,
don't know if it's
back in the day, they really took like black and blues, like really got into the work. I mean, they really deserved a lot more than what they were getting. I mean, he got every single episode he's been getting blasted, and it's a miracle that he doesn't get killed.
I forget if it's this episode of the preview or the Ark, but he had injured his back in a way. That's why Harry was doing most of the.
Oh, he got hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, he's like, they're gonna kill him. They're gonna burn him, and he's like basically being the Doctor, like laughing at him, like he's holding a stick that's smoking at me. And he's smiling with his teeth. His pearly white teeth. He's like, oh, lovely, you're gonna kill me. Like, he's just laughing because it's hysterical to him, because they don't believe him that there's a transmat. They don't believe him about the spaceship Nerva. And he's just laughing. He's like, what are you gonna do? You gonna torture me? I'm telling you the truth. So then they see Sarah encounters this other guy that sounds a little bit, if you think about it, like you wonder where the Master in the finale got the voice from. And it was probably from this guy. If you hear the way he sounds exactly like that guy. He's loop-de-doo because he's been tortured, he's been beaten, he's been burned. He doesn't even trust his people. And you're wondering, well, he's crazy if you don't trust his people. But then you find out that the guy sold them out to try to get those three to survive. He sold out the rest of his crew working with the Sontaran. Now, we didn't know this at the time, but they see the guy and oh my God, that's our.
That's how you do a mystery, is you don't know.
Yeah, and they run after him, and the Doctor gets freed by Sarah, and then it's just back and forth. There's also the thing where Sarah gets at one point kidnapped with the guy. The Doctor fell too, just like Harry, down that friggin' thing. Sarah gets kidnapped by that robot thing. It ties her up with the guy, and the Sontaran comes. She thinks it's Lynx right away, but it's not. So she learns about the clone badge, whatever like that. and he doesn't immediately kill her. Like he's intrigued by her, you know, like he wants somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole thing is this guy is experimenting. This Sontaran's experimenting on the human race, trying to see which ways to kill them, how long it takes for them to die, because he wants to send his report to the Sontaran Empire so that way they can invade this galaxy and destroy the human race and take over the Earth. And the guy keeps telling him, look, I need this report. I need this report. Give me a little more time. And lo and behold, he kills like so many different members of that.
Yeah, gravitational bar that he put two of the guys in it. Well, two of the guys.
He tied the one guy up and then gave him water, and the guy dead in 3 days. The other guy, he burned him. Then he wanted to kill that guy. And then he tried to use a weight test to see how much they could weigh. He could try to crush the guy's chest. Lo and behold, finally the doctor, like long story short, the doctor says the only way I'm going to, defeat this guy is to challenge him in combat, while Harry does a secret mission of basically messing around in the Sontaran ship and taking the device that is used to feed the Sontaran energy. So because they took that away, now the Sontaran's fighting the doctor. The doctor basically wins him. The Sontaran's weak and needs to get back to the thing. One of the guys tries to save the doctor, gets killed. Sontaran goes back into the ship. He goes to absorb the energy for a meal, and the thing absorbs him because, Harry took that piece out. So he turns to like goo, and the whole thing blows up, and the doctor basically radios the Sontaran commander, gloating and telling him. And again, the Sontaran is so stupid.
He reveals that this group that's on this planet now, if I remember it, is there for their own benefit, not for the Sontaran's benefit, but for their own benefit.
Right, but these guys don't. He basically is they don't even know that he's a Time Lord. They don't even know if they think he's from the Earth, whatever. Just like the other guys don't even. So he's like, come down here because we defeated you guys very easily. Blah blah blah. I'm paraphrasing. And then he's like, all right, till next time, we're not going to invade, but, we're going to kill you eventually. He's like, all right, whatever. And then he's friends with the remainder of those guys, and they fix the transmat and they go back. But
tell them you're going to get a little bit crowded here in the next few days.
Yeah, because they thought that was a myth, that because it was 10,000 years, it was lost, but of course.
Those players had struck the Earth.
And then one guy half believed him because he's like, that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, he probably would come up with a better story, so I believe him somewhat. But it's just, you get to see a lot of things. You get to see Sarah going through an experiment of fear, where that thing that's on her head basically creates images of her worst fears, snakes, or the ground sucking her up, or just thinking rocks or monsters. I mean, again, she's been through a lot with the Doctor already. With the third Doctor, John Pertwee, and now Tom Baker's Doctor. And so, of course, she's going to get afraid of some things. And the Doctor felt so bad that she was traumatized, that she passed out of fear. He wanted to beat the crap out of him immediately. And then he got knocked out. But it's just, he's like, you monster. And it's like, but it was a great scene seeing him fight the Sontaran.
Yep. Thing away, because when he got shot, he had a piece of metal.
Yeah,
him with the shot.
He saved it, thank God. And then you wondered, okay, that's why he keeps getting blasted. Well, the first time they blasted him, they doped him up that way with the beam. Well, when the Sontaran blasted him, it took the brunt of the impact, that metal plate thing. But I just, back then, the Doctors really got into physical fights with these creatures. Not so much now. It's just talking to death, but they really did stunts, and they they had stuntmen, and they really took a pounding. And I think that's what was more believable anyway than now. Because now it's like if they just keep talking to each other to death, it's not as believable.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be some type of. Don't tell me that the whole galaxy is so civilized that they don't basically punch somebody in the face. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on. So.
Yeah, somebody starts talking too much, they're gonna look at each other. What the hell?
I mean, we should see more of that now because it's believable, really. But again, this was very short, only 2 parts. So you blink, you miss it. And the funny thing was, besides owning the DVD, I actually had this in my laptop saved from like years ago when I guess besides owning the DVD, I mean, there was a time where despite owning the DVD, it was kind of like, lazy, and I kind of like bought them on iTunes or whatever, downloaded them. But now I'm curious exactly how many Doctor Who episodes I have stored in this computer, and the same ones are over there. It's kind of weird, but
yeah, I've got this one in book form. Yeah, over in my closet. Of course, I've got a lot of the book forms. I've got several of the videos and tapes over here on this little shelving unit.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to replace the tapes with the DVDs or Blu-rays. I still haven't gotten around to doing so.
You know what it is? I don't know if I'm going to replace every single one with Blu-ray, because that's just stupid. I mean, I already own them. They're on the computer. They're also owned on DVD. They're also on VHS. I mean, I had Shada on VHS, but now when they come out with the new one, I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy the DVD or Blu-ray. I actually have a Blu-ray. The TV now, we have a new TV that's has that stuff. We have Blu-ray and all that stuff too. So I don't know. It's just going to get expensive after a while, because how many different versions are you going to buy of the same thing? But that being said, we're going to try to get caught up with the classic series reviews on here. Again, I do apologize. Life happens, basically.
This was actually one of the episodes which they were able to put out, and it was only 2 parts, which proves that even with 2 episodes,
you could have a great story.
Mm-hmm.
Great story. And
if I remember right, they also introduced. I can't remember if it was in Time Warrior, which I think they mentioned the Rutons, but I think they mentioned the Rutons again in this episode at the end.
But did you think of this, Scott? Did you think that every part was 24 minutes or 25 minutes? So technically, this Sontaran experiment is longer than the current Doctor Who that we get, because it's 45 minutes or 44 minutes.
Because it packs so much into that X number of minutes. And
this is
you almost
why
have to go back and rewatch it to catch stuff that you missed the first time around.
And this is why they should have super long Doctor Who.
Yep.
And that the 45-minute thing don't always work, really. I mean,
because lion's share of it is blah 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 blah.
I mean, basically, like, they're all 100 minutes, right? I mean, most of them are classic ones are like 25 minutes each, 2 episodes 50 minutes, 4 episodes, so it's about 100 minutes, and it's still longer than an hour and a half.
Yeah,
it's like an hour and 40 minutes, I guess, or whatever. But that's what Doctor Who length should be. That's like a Sherlock length also. I mean, Sherlock's an hour and a half. That's what every single episode of Doctor Who needs to be.
It's got to be packed with action and less talk.
Because you have so much that you could have dialogue and action, and you have a little bit of everything. So if they do Doctor Who now, where it's an hour, I still don't think that's enough, but it's better than having 45 minutes, because it's such a rush through that, most of the time would think you'd be doing 2-parters, but then again, when Moffat did it, most of the time he didn't work when he did 2-parters. It wasn't going to work out, but maybe
I said this in the past. If you look at Russell T's, if you actually broke it down, it could work as one of the original episodes of Doctor Who, because he sets it up to where there's like almost mini cliffhangers.
Right.
You concentrate hard enough to go, okay, there's a cliffhanger. There's a cliffhanger. Where you lost that with Moffat's.
Well, sticking with this episode, what did you like best about this episode?
I actually have to say the whole aspect of them going back to Earth. Normally, I'm not a big fan of Earth, but they actually set it up real good to where the doctor says, okay, let's go back to Earth to find out what's...
But it's Earth in the future, so that's fine.
It's based in the future. And then you see the return of an old enemy.
Yes.
And then, of course, you got Sarah thinking, oh, geez, how did Lynx get all the way back up here again?
Right. He blew up. Right. I think also it's one of those rare episodes that the TARDIS was never shown.
Yeah.
They were never in the TARDIS.
They used the time ring. They used that time ring.
Well, not the time ring. It was a transmat.
No, but I'm just saying this was.
That's later on. That's later on.
Episode.
Well, that's later on. The time ring thing is the Genesis. But this one, they had the transmat, but the whole story was outside. Yes. They don't usually do Doctor Who episodes where there's no sets, there's no anything. They're in the rocks. The whole part, and it's funny because they're climbing up rocks, they're climbing down rocks, they're hiding under dirt. It was a very different episode compared to every single episode of Doctor Who because they've never had that since, I don't think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, that they've had the whole entire episode TARDIS free, set free, and all outside.
Think of.
I mean, if you're thinking about the one that we just aired with Capaldi, they had some of it outside, but then they had it in a cave, which wasn't really a cave. It was a set, and then whatever. But I think I have to research that. But this is one of the episodes that is all outside, and it's quite unique.
Yeah, this was great how they did the whole.
Probably saved them a lot of money, too.
A little experimental look.
Probably saved them money. Probably saved them tons of money, too.
That whole
Did you like the Sontaran in this?
How far can you actually push a human being? And it actually proved how far you can push a human being with the way Steyer did things.
He's a jerk. Yeah. Whatever. I'm surprised they didn't utilize his biggest weakness in the back of the neck. They didn't do that in this episode.
No.
He was just trying to wear him out. He didn't even care. So give me some points of the episode that you like, memorable moments for you.
Well,
how'd you like Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah being tortured, I remember. The crazy dude who you pretty much didn't realize early on was actually working for Steyer.
Which he sounds like the Master. I mean, whole thing with the Master, the accents. It makes you wonder if they watch classic Who to get like that voice down pat or something. I don't know. That's me.
He pretty much cracked, and I think in some points he was trying so hard not to reveal that he was a traitor that's probably what was coming through his voice.
Well, that other guy, that guy wasn't a traitor, the guy that was helping Sarah. But the other guy, the captain, he was a freaking traitor, and he wound up making up for it because he risked his life to save the Doctor. So he made up for, and even then, when his shipmate, like his crew, found out that he betrayed them, he's like, I'm just trying to buy time, dude. Like, we got to, and they could have killed him because they could have just let that bark crack his chest. Yeah, but they're human beings. They're human beings.
They don't remember too is
that's humanity.
I wanted to see them trying to, I forget if it was Sarah or somebody else, but they were trying to keep that gravitational bar from crushing him.
And it was set at that still weight that even Sarah and Harry had to help them move that bar. But
and
again,
in that final conversations the Doctor had on that video stream with the leader of the Sontarans. That's another thing I remember.
And you know what? Makes me, back then, that's humanity. Even if somebody betrayed you, you would save them. In this day and age, people would be like, let that person die. They wouldn't even give a shit. I mean, people basically in this day and age, they don't care like they did back then. Humanity, compassion, kindness, human beings saving people. Now, some people are just into their own stuff. They're like,
being pressed. I'm sorry.
Right. You betrayed me. All right. Yeah. Different times. We're in different times.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Right. A great episode. And the next episode we're going to review. We're probably going to do. No. It's the Genesis of the Daleks. We're going to do next.
Oh, that's right.
We're going in order.
I was getting switched around here.
Yeah, going in order. So, Genesis of the Daleks is next.
Switched around here.
Right? And then maybe we'll do some more Sontaran experiment. I don't know. Or maybe we'll just go right into it. We'll see. All right, guys. Thank you very much, Scott. Take care. Bye for now.